everyone. Welcome back to Mystifying Miracles. I'm Kristen, and I go over true stories every week, and they always have at least one miracle. Sometimes they have mysterious elements. Sometimes they're little miracles, and sometimes they're humongous miracles, I guess you could say. But all in all, they're just all miracles, right? So it always ends in a good note. If that sounds good, listen along, and we're going to get started. Kim, she is the main person in our story today. She was a mother to 3 kiddos, a wife, a hardworking woman, like most moms out there, right? There were 5 shopping days left till Christmas, so she was in a rush. You know how that can be. I don't have kiddos, but people with kiddos, you're rushing here and there, you're doing this and that, and I'm sure you want to pull your hair out sometimes, right? For those moms out there. So it was that kind of frenzy of a morning. Well, the 2 kiddos, Garret and Jillian, they had hair appointments that day over at a place called Kid Cutters. All morning long, Mom, Kim, she was just debating whether or not to cancel. She knew that Debbie, who was the hairdresser, she wouldn't mind if they had to reschedule. She knew Debbie well, and they always went to the same place for their haircuts. So since it was so busy of a season, and also those 5 shopping days, Kim was going to have to work 3 of them. So there was a slim margin in there to get everything done she needed. She debated all morning as she's getting the kids ready. But after much deliberation, she decides to just, all right, you know what? I'm just going to keep the hair appointments. We'll just keep it, get it done. Garret and Jillian, they need haircuts, so we're just going to go and get this done quick. So she loads the 2 kids in the car, and they set off on their way. While on the way to the Kid Cutter's place, she tells Garret and Jillian, hey guys, no playing today, okay? We're going to go in and get out, and we're going to do it quick, okay? We got to chip chop, basically. Well, usually the kids liked to play with Samantha. Now, Samantha was a 7-year-old little girl, and she was Debbie's daughter. So she was usually at work with Debbie, and they always liked to see Samantha and play with her. So the kids were kind of a little bit whining like, oh, but Samantha, what if she's there? We want to see her and play. But Mom was like, no ifs, ands, or buts. We're going in and we're getting out quick. Once they arrived, the Kid Cutter's place, it was a madhouse. Like Kim said in the story that there were moms there and there was like 9 other kids. So you know how that is. Like I'm sure they're running around, throwing toys. So Kim's just kind of even more in a frenzy like, oh gosh, like, okay, we're really getting in and out of here now. Kim was very thankful because Debbie, pretty soon after they got there, she was able to get Garret in the chair and start on his hair pretty much right away. Probably because they had appointments versus walk-ins. So she does Garrett's hair. He hops out. Jillian gets in, and Debbie's cutting away at her hair. And as soon as she finishes, Kim's thinking, great, man, this is faster than I thought. We're getting out of here. So she's thinking that. And this is when the kiddos start to beg. So they're saying things like, Mommy, please, just 5 minutes, 5 minutes. We never get to see Samantha. Please, please, pretty please. Well, Kim's standing there debating it and like, no, thinking in her head, no, we really got to get out of here. I've got so much to do. And she could see a little way over yonder, Samantha had been putting a video in and kind of helping the other kids sit around the TV that were there. They were going to watch a movie. Kim gives in and she's like, okay, 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes to play, and then we got to get our coats and get on. So the kids run over, sit down, to watch the movie with Samantha and the other kiddos there. And Samantha had a little candy dish, and she was handing out these little candies to all the kids sitting around on the floor. And Kim's thinking, okay, 5 minutes. Going through all the things she needs to do for that day. And she'd have no idea that these next 5 minutes that were about to happen, they would be very crucial. So while Garret and Jillian were over there playing, watching the movie, whatnot, Kim goes over to the coat rack to just gather their things, their boots, their coats, all that stuff. That way, soon as that 5-minute playtime was up, slap those suckers on the kids and get on out, right? So that's what she was doing. Well, as she's over near the coat rack, all of a sudden, she hears Debbie start to scream at the top of her lungs. Help me, somebody help me. She's choking. Somebody please help Samantha. Well, Kim looks, she's startled, and she looks over and she sees Sam's face, and there's just like a look of horror on her face, and it's starting to turn bright red. Now, Kim, her personality, she's what you call a worry wart. She had anxiety. She was always antsy for the next thing she had to do or that's coming. But she says that right in this moment, as Samantha is choking, she says a perfect calmness just came over her from head to toe. Just a peace. I mean, as that's going on, right? Kind of like crazy. As that calmness is going over all of Kim's body, she immediately takes charge. She points to one of their moms and says, "You, call 911. Then she went over to Sam and she gently told her, I'm sure quickly, but she gently said, "Samantha, I'm going to help you, okay?" Well, at this point, Debbie, the mother, she collapsed just in sheer panic, and she's upset and can't catch her breath. She's screaming and crying. Kim's just taking charge, cool as a cucumber. And she begins to do the Heimlich maneuver on Samantha. She did it about 3 times, and then she asked Samantha, "Do you feel like it's still there?" Well, Samantha nodded yes, as she's all, still red and in the face and everything. So Kim proceeds to do the Heimlich 3 more times. And on the 3rd time, out pops this candy. It was like just a little Christmas peppermint candy. Debbie immediately scoops up Samantha and she's just hugging her and crying, and she says, "Honey, are you okay?" And Samantha was, because Kim had gotten out that piece of candy that she was choking on. And everybody in the salon, they were just crying tears of relief and happiness, like just, oh gosh, thank goodness, I can imagine just what that mood must have been like. Because that is pretty terrifying when you're choking on something or you see somebody choking. Garret and Jillian ran over to Samantha and began hugging her, and they were just thankful that their little friend was okay. And Kim, of course, scooped up her kiddos' things, the coats and everything, and she kind of got her kids to the exit. They go and get in the car. And Kim said as they were getting in the car, that's when the paramedics were arriving. And Kim just, all she could think was like, oh my gosh, if I'd have canceled these appointments, I'd have not been here. Like none of those other mothers that were in that salon knew how to do the Heimlich. So had Kim not been there, little Samantha probably would have choked to death, because if, by the time the ambulance got there, there wouldn't have been time. These are just some words from Debbie, mom of Samantha, that were in the book. And it says, "To this day, Debbie prays all of the time for her children's protection. She truly believes that God brought Kim that day to save Samantha. Kim had been the only one in the salon that day who knew the Heimlich. It's plain and simple. Samantha wouldn't be alive today if it hadn't have been for that miracle." That day changed the mother, Debbie, forever, it said. She always knew and was thankful for her daughter, Samantha, and knew that she was a gift from God. She knew that. But after this incident, she just considered time with her daughter more precious, is what it said. It just was that more meaningful anytime she spent time with Samantha thereon after. Debbie takes nothing for granted, and she still loves her job to this day. She still works at her salon, cutting kiddos' hair. And Debbie said that, she's just aware of how sweet and how precious each child is that comes into her shop. What a story. I mean, talk about being at the right place at the right time, right? Thank goodness Kim did not cancel those appointments for her kids. Man, God really does. He puts people in the right place at the right time, and it takes on our part for us to answer and obey, because when we don't, look what could have happened, right? At least that's what I get out of the story. But anyway, I hope you guys found this story interesting and miraculous. I do thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and share and, hey, comment. Tell me where you're watching from. I hardly get comments as of yet. I get some, so any comments, that'd be cool because I like to interact with people. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will catch you guys for the next one.